you ever read a story and gone into it thinking one thing and then coming out with so much more information than you thought that you were going to get? My name is Corinne Miller, and that is what I got from doing my simple research paper project at San Jacinto College. It all began with my interdisciplinary class of history and English, a simple 10-page paper. And they gave us the freedom to write about what interests us. And I don't have a lot of things that interest me, but I'm a dancer, and so I thought, what dancer is here in Texas? Now, I had heard about Lauren Anderson. She was the first female African-American to be promoted to principal dancer in any major company in the U.S. And I thought, yeah, that would be pretty cool. But I got so much more than I thought. So I began doing my research, went to the school's database, Googled Lauren Anderson, and found a lot of articles on her from the New York Times and the Houston Chronicles. PBS even did an interview with her, and I was glad that it was on YouTube. Lauren Anderson was born on February 19, 1965. Her parents, Lawrence Anderson and Doris Parker Morals, made sure that Lauren Anderson had everything that she needed. First, they put her in violin lessons, but when Lauren Anderson saw ballet, she quickly fell in love with it. And when it came down to not being able to pay for both violin and ballet lessons, she decided to go with ballet. Now, Lauren Anderson was dancing at the Houston Ballet, and when she was a teen, her muscles were very masculine, like a track runner. And for a ballerina, your muscles are not supposed to be like that, but they're supposed to be nice and lean. So the director at the time, who was Ben Stevenson, kindly told Lauren Anderson, or counseled her to go to Broadway because not only could she dance, but she could sing as well. But telling Lauren to do something that she didn't want to do was the wrong thing. She gave up meat, even though she still ate fish and junk food. But she gave up meat, and with work, she was able to get that ballerina body. And soon after she graduated from high school, she was invited to join a company. In 1990, Lauren Anderson was promoted to principal dancer. And she was given the chance to dance many different ballets and to dance all over the U.S. in places such as New York and Chicago. In 2006, Lauren Anderson retired. When Lauren Anderson was promoted to principal dancer, the Houston Ballet received hate letters and threats from groups such as the KKK. And yet, the Houston Ballet did not care about it and did not even tell Lauren Anderson about the threats. But they hid it from her, and they did not tell her about it and let her dance roles that African Americans were not seen acceptable to dance. Now, I had heard that Lauren Anderson was in the Houston area, and I thought, and as I was researching, there were certain questions that I need to ask. And the idea came into my head, why don't I just go and interview her? Because she's here in the Houston area. Now, where I was dancing at the time, my teacher knew her, and so I had talked to my teacher and asked if she could get me an appointment with her. But as the weeks went by, she had no luck, and I started to give up on it. But then my teacher told me to call her. And I thought, oh no, this lady is too busy. There's no way she's going to pick up. But to my surprise, I called the Houston Ballet, and sure enough, she answered the phone, and she insisted that I come and meet her. So when I went there, I was so surprised at Lauren Anderson. She was very outgoing, and before I even did all my research, I did not see ballerinas that way, even though I'm one. I thought that they were these prissy ladies, anorexic type people, because that's what some people see ballerinas as. But Lauren Anderson was very outgoing, ate whatever she wanted, and made me feel like I had known her for so many years, even though I had just met her and just had one interview with her. Now, as we talked about Lauren Anderson's accomplishments, which I learned in that interview that in 2015 she will have her own exhibit at the Smithson African American Museum of History and Culture. Even though she accomplished so much in the dance world and for the African Americans here, she did not care about it, but she held true to who she was. She told me, "I don't think I'm all that in a bag of chips. I really don't. I think I'm just Lauren Anderson." And she also said, "I never thought that I was good enough." Even though she accomplished so much and went so far, she stayed humble and still was that loving, caring lady, Miss Lauren Anderson. When I began researching this, I just saw Miss Lauren Anderson as another ballerina. But I walked out with so much more, and I looked up to her. I hope that when the time comes, if I accomplish anything great, I hope that I can be just as humble as Miss Lauren Anderson. And I hope that when the time comes to do what the right thing is, even if everybody else is doing something different, I hope that I can be like the Houston Ballet and do the right thing. So when the time comes to do what is right or to stay humble, will you be a Lauren Anderson and a Houston Ballet?